I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report.
Again, Napleton, North Palm, Hyundai.
Speaking as if I were actual Agent Lightning, a lady. I arrived mid-afternoon, walked around the lot for about 5 minutes before hitting inside. I was immediately greeted by a younger guy sitting at the customer service counter. He asked, are you here to see anyone in particular, or can I help you with anything? I replied, I'm here to possibly buy a new car. He said he'd have someone assist me, paged over the intercom, and for someone to come into the front where I was. I walked around the showroom floor, checking out all the cars inside. After a while, I went back to him and asked if anyone was coming. He said, let me try paging someone for you again. All this time, the salesman had been sitting at his desk on his phone, and lo and behold, that ended up being the person who finally came over to me. 11 minutes later, he entered himself as Sean. I told him I was interested in the gray 2025 Sonata Limited Hybrid. I had their listing for one with an MSRP of $39,525 and advertised price of $38,525. So the MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail, was $1,000 above the advertised price, so they had a $1,000 discount in the advertised price. Are you set on a hybrid? I replied, yes, I really like this one in particular. Why? Is it not available? He said, no, it is. I was just asking to be sure. Sean then asked, are you planning to pay cash, finance, or lease? Boy, that's basics. That's the basics and fundamentals. He's got a page in his manual of how to screw the customer entitled cash. And then the next chapter is how to screw the customer if they finance. And then the last, lease, how to really screw the customer if they lease. So I answered cash, which is a good answer. Harder to be taken advantage of and deceived if you pay cash, but we all can't pay cash, can we? Sometimes we have to borrow the money or lease. As we sat at his desk, a coworker came over and handed him a new license plate. He thanked the coworker, then turned to me and said, I'll be right back. I need to go put this plate on for a customer. I asked, is it going to be very long? He said, no, just a few minutes. 3 minutes later, that was short. I returned. I asked, did you just sell a car? Sean smiled big and said, I'm about to make it two. Then pointed at me and said, now I'm going to sell you a car too. So he's very happy. Sean was very happy. He told me he'd be back shortly with some numbers. About 5 minutes later, he returned with Andre, his sales manager, and a price sheet. Sales manager's name is Andre. The top line on this particular vehicle was MSRP of $39,525, and there wasn't a discount. Okay, now remember what my advertised price was, $1,000 less than MSRP, so that's the law. They added an $899 dealer service fee. $899 dealer service fee, a.k.a. junk fee. Then they added a $129 e-tag file. That's another junk fee. But wait, there's more. A $149 private tag agency fee. Another junk fee. And here we go again. $199 documentation fee. Wait, there's still more. A $217.50 for doc stamps. Now, doc stamps, there are no doc stamps, and not only is this a junk fee, it's a lie. Because I've already told the salesman I'm not going to finance, I'm paying cash. Documentation stamps only apply on a loan, and the loan only is given by not the dealer, but the lender, the bank, and the money doesn't go to the dealer. So it's a double whammy lie that they called it doc stamps. But if you add it all together, all the junk fees, $1,593.50. Okay, heard what the advertised price was, the law says, Florida law says, you got to sell the car for the advertised price. So we're so far above the advertised price now, I forgot what it was. But it's way, thousands of dollars. Okay. My price was now $41,118, and the advertised price was $38,595. So I said, "When you plan on buying today, tomorrow?" He says, "Well," I love this classic. These aren't the numbers. These aren't my best numbers. Is this the only car you're looking at? I said, "Depends on the price you show me." Andre says, where do you want to be on the pricing? I said, realistically, I like to be at or below MSRP out the door. He smiled and said, listen to this. I wish all our customers were as transparent as you. You really get to the point. Now, here is the most untransparent human being on the planet, a Napleton Hyundai salesman, complimenting the customer, who is our mystery shopper, on being transparent. So you swear we made this, we didn't make it up. This really happened. That's the reason we have never been sued, knock on wood. But if they sue, I hope they sue us. I'd love to have a jury trial on TV of me being sued by Napleton Hyundai. That would be worth the price of admission, wouldn't it? Okay. While Andre was gone, Sean and I chatted. He was really sweet. He said, "Your daughter is a lucky girl. This would be an amazing first car." He mentioned they might still have a 2024 model on the lot. So we looked at it, looked it up online. I saw that it had a price reduction of over $3,500 and made a note to ask Andre when he came back. That was the manager. And the manager returned. I asked him about the 2024. He said, "If it's still available, I can be a bit more aggressive with pricing." Sean suggested checking to see if it was actually available. Andre left to work up some numbers on it. A few minutes later, they both returned. Sean said, "It's no longer available," according to Manny. I don't know who Manny is. Andre added, "If you're open to looking at another 2024, I could definitely be more aggressive on those than on the 2025, which is true." I thanked them both and went to leave. Andre said, "Tomorrow is the end of the month, and we're trying to move cars." Oh, yeah, got to move them. Move them or lose them. After tomorrow, the numbers may change. I said, "I understand that," and left. So there you have it. Now we got to vote.
I'm going to say a D.
I'm going to give them an F.
You know, I'm going to give them an F too. And Rick just accidentally let me know something. I knew that you could fudge Google reviews. And if Napleton Northlake Kia and Napleton anything has got a high Google review, then Google is dropping the ball. So
absolutely. That's disappointing.
I'm coming apart at the seams.
Yeah.
It's like Costco or Consumer Report or one of the people that I used to rely on is not doing the job.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, when you lie, cheat, and steal, you do it everywhere. So they're lie, cheating, and stealing their customers, and they're lie, cheating, and stealing Google. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.